How's it going, everybody? So let's continue on. Been seeing so much stuff about that Bizarro world. It's like even their controlled opposition channels are saying, that was fake, that was scripted. You know, UFC channels are saying it. It's just, I'll tell you something I came across because I'm always looking at codes, always looking at ciphers. A cipher is just a clue to, uh, definition of cipher. It's an algorithm or a system. So it's a system of trying to decrypt or converting a readable clue, it says plain text, into a secure scrambled format using keys. A synonym for a cipher is a clue. Cipher is not directly a synonym for a clue, but rather for a code. Well, the code we're trying to crack is when are they going to pull off the right eye wound fake staged event to a clone? We're not looking for somebody to die. We're looking for them to just kill a clone, more than likely. They said they cloned a sheep. Sheep represent the church. They said they cloned a sheep in 1995. They said they cloned a sheep in 1995. Announced February 1997. Well, for some reason, it picked up 1990. It didn't let me finish, but I was still wrong. Um, Dolly, right? So birth date was 1996. They announced it in 97. They showed us cloning was taking place in the late 1800s by Tesla, which is a made up character in their world. They have so many made up characters in their world. Um, where it's really just the AI or scripted characters, front men for what the fallen angel technology or what the fallen angels know or do or whatever. Their world is way too vast to try to understand. But you want to understand it enough to where you come out of the world and you're not tricked by stuff. So they've been cloning humans for a very long time. Starting in the late 1800s, I don't know, but trust me. Um, yeah. Most famous movies about human cloning: The Island, 2005, The Sixth Day, 2000, Moon, 2009, Never Let Me Go, 2010. Uh, what are some of the earlier movies about human cloning? So we're going back to 1971, 73, 78. The Boys from Brazil was a very famous movie back when I was, I guess, my senior year or heading into my senior year. When I was 10 years old, there was the resurrection of Zachary Wheeler. There was the clones when I was 12. So when they start down that path, yeah. So we're always looking for clues when they're going to kill a clone to the right eye, the twin, Ronald McDonald. And so some AI sites, they're going to hit you with all kind of sites, and they know what sites I watch. They can see the future, so they can plan things around. They can plan things around to where they'll say something right after I've looked it up or something that I can hear it on my TV. How do they do that? Back to the Future. It all goes back to what are the time travelers? It's the fallen angels because they come in and out of our dimension of time. So they can go in to the future and see when I would have been viewing something and then go back and have to where something will be said over what I'm viewing that was something I was just discussing with somebody earlier or looking up on the internet. Yeah, that's the world we all live in. And it's a very twisted reality that I live in because I'm very aware of stuff like this. Just like when I heard when a student said to me jokingly, we were joking with each other, and that student said back to me, "Shots fired." And I repeated it, uh, because they were joking, and then I was relaying the joke of the message as I was bantering back with the student to somebody else, and I told that person, "Shots fired," that the student said, and as in a chuckle and a laugh because it was all in a humorous sense. And then, of course, there'll be lots of shots fired was said right before the event by the White House press secretary, I think it was, on Fox News. And then that's what hit the media, shots fired, when it all began. So, and I don't lose sleep over that stuff. And I'm not saying I'm 100% sure of that stuff. I understand there's things called coincidences, but I'm also very aware, let's just say, aware of the possibilities. But, I shrug stuff off and I just go on, regardless. So, one thing that was floated to me on one of these channels, and they're all AI sites. I don't think any of them, and they will sound like a human. Some of them they'll have a human talking, but I don't believe they're human sites. They're coming out with 2 and 3 videos a day. And one that doesn't talk, they come out with 2 and 3 videos a day. And one of them just played an entire song the other day. Who can play an entire song and not get it pulled, not get your video pulled or blocked due to copyright, or where the sound would go off due to copyright? Well, AI sites can. And so anyway, I was watching this video and they talked about Donnie Darko, that a new moon is dark and a new moon is a circle. It's a O. So it's not only Donald's dark and right eye, but that Donnie is representing a moon or a new moon. And so I went and looked at what was the moon in. Was it a new moon on October 2nd, 1988? And no, but the moon was in Cancer. And I'm like, uh-oh. So when's the next new moon in Cancer? Well, it's July 14th, which would be the 19th anniversary of a momentous event in my life, a big event. So it hits on a personal cipher or an anniversary of a personal cipher, which I always love that over ciphers from their world of movies and music, because these are ciphers the Lord created, not the ghost in the machine to mislead with false breadcrumbs. And I have a lot of different personal ciphers that stack on top of each other, dates that stack on top of dates. That happens a lot. So you always want to look at dates that's, when things come around. Um, but I've never had one to hit on that date. So I really took notice. So I think July 14th which is a Tuesday. Until Tuesday did have a song in Donnie Darko called Voices Carry, that I think I'm going to go with Tuesday. July 14th as my highest watch day now, which would be 78 days from today. 187 hours. 1872 hours. 1,872 hours. 11 weeks, 1 day. 2 months, 17 days for Tower 2, Tower 1, Tower 7. That's how they fell. 78 days from today. I'm going to go with that as my new #1 high watch date. Just because. I don't know. Why not? Go with your gut, right? Yeah. Go with your gut. And one of my personal ciphers who is born on 11/17, probably my #1 personal cipher because they were born on 11/17. They are a perfect 37 progression on that day. Yep. So that's interesting also. Number 37 divides evenly into 666, 999, 888, 777, because it divides evenly into 111, which means 222, 333. And it is the 12th prime number, so 37 is the prime number for the church. So very interesting. And I will also now do my Bible study, but I'm going to put this beginning out on all of my channels.